smooching, kissing, caressing, and sexual intercourse. That is flirting. So everybody has the right to flirt. And one of the things that will help you to, as it were, reduce your opportunity of increasing your cheating mentality is to learn how to flirt. And learning how to flirt is an innate behavior in the life of every individual. So platonic relationship is a relationship that doesn't involve romantic attitudes, which the peak of it will be sexual intercourse. And because I am not in that terms with you, it's likely we can have that conversation. However, because of the medium of communication, that some particular forms of communication could be employed in a non-romantic relationship called platonic relationship. I said no caressing, no kissing, no fondling, no sex. It's called platonic relationship. Now, these ones that I've said, they are friends who all they send you are naked videos of people, like Sister Debbie with Trace Dunberg massaging her ass with cream before photo shoot. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the video. The ass of Debbie looks like 5 Ghana fufu I buy regularly close to a particular joint at former Radio Gold area. That one could be a video sent to you by a platonic friend. Nah, do now. Nah, fufu. Oh my God. That could come from a platonic friend who have seen a video that he thinks that is laughable and they will send to you. But you download it and it is sexual video. It doesn't change the fact that the two of you have changed from being platonic friends to practice what is there. But that video could lead to a communication that if you are not beyond your platonism, you need to seize it. There are friends that they will forever send you naked videos, but not their naked video. Because immediately you send me your male organ, your clitoris as a platonic friend, the communication from that gesture has metamorphosed itself and become a new way of inviting my conscience into a sexual relationship, moving the relationship from platonism into romantic relationship. So, having said this, now you understand when I use the term platonic relationship. So when I'm talking about communication today, and I begin to talk about platonic relationship, you have a picture about what platonic relationship is, so that your communication in the platonism will be done properly, not to find you in a fix with troubles all over you trying to manage it. The other form of communication, which I mentioned in my presentation, is romantic or erotic. This part of relationship is the type of relationship that dwells on the eros love, the type of love that is expressed on Val's Day. Erotic relationship or romantic relationship is a relationship that involves sexual intercourse. So once I am involved with you sexually, where I can have sexual intercourse with you, where I can have erection and penetration for direction with you, it is the form of communication that goes on with erotic relationship. So when we are not erotically connected, when we are not romantically inclined, if our relationship is not romantic and we don't have romance, which is beyond caressing, kissing, fondling, sex, and exhibition of sexual deviant behaviors, like see my clit is flat, see my penis is erected. When these things are not part of it, then it is not called romantic relationship. But this one is also a relationship. And the way we communicate when it comes to this particular form of relationship is not the same like the way we communicate when we come to the first form of relationship that I spoke about, which I call the platonic relationship. The third form of relationship is called marriage. Marriage relationship. Remember, dating is not a relationship. I know most of you, all you'll be thinking about is that you'll be thinking about dating, and you're hoping that dating will come in my explanation as form of relationship. Dating is not a relationship. It's not. It's not. There's nothing about dating that involves a particular form of relationship. Having said that, when people are dating, if they move beyond the fixing a date and time to meet, then the platonic way of life comes in. Let's become friends. So dating, you date. The first thing is that you establish your rapport, you create a date, and you become friends. So when you become friends, then you have now moved from dating into platonic relationship. So what we are talking about is that there is a process, and the process is you meet someone, you establish rapport. After establishing a rapport, you create a date. After creating a date, then you become friends. When you become friends, then you start with what we call platonic relationship. Then it can move on to a romantic relationship and will continue or end in marital relationship. The word ending in relationship means that the most peak part of every relationship is marriage. However, when marriage is over, most of us, we go back again to platonic relationship because you're my ex. So ex-boyfriends, ex-husbands, ex-wives are those who comes back to continue practicing what we call the platonic relationship. And that platonism is a past platonism because one time we were erotic or we're married. Either we were romantic or we're married, and now we are no more, so we are forming a platonic relationship, which is the beginning of our relationship. We are common friends on common grounds where romance is gone far from it. But in that particular one, there's a way to communicate as well. Remember that my topic today is centering on communication before and during. There is a communication after marriage, but that one I am not treating today. So the third form of relationship is called marital relationship. And when I say marital relationship, you need to understand what I'm talking about. If you don't understand it, it will become very difficult for you. Very, very important. If you don't have the understanding to what it means to have a proper form of relationship, your communication will be affected. So you need to understand the type of relationship you are in. And by so doing, it will be easier and better for you, as it were, to communicate well. So the third form of relationship is the relationship that is called marital relationship. If you have anything you have to do about it, you have to understand the type of relationship you are in. If you don't have understanding about the relationship you are in, then you don't know how to talk. Yes, there's nothing wrong in people who have broken up from relationship to have platonic relationship. Yes, there's nothing wrong with it. But the communication changes because we have been sexual before, we have children before, we've been married before, and we are no more. So there are times that the reason for communication will be the children. There are times that the reason for communication will be assets, business, deals, friendship. So when I come and treat communication after marriage, you understand that the way we communicate with us, your ex-boyfriend, the way you communicate with them cannot be like the way you communicate with your current. They cannot enjoy what your current is enjoying. So your understanding of the type of relationship you are in will give you the accoutrement or the gadgets that you need to communicate within the timelines that communication is employed. So the third form of communication is called marital communication. Share the page. You see, these topics I'm treating, driving and treating with you now, might not sound so well with you. You will go to my YouTube page to go and watch it later. But I think I'm going to do a Zoom very soon. The Zoom communication is going to give you access to come and ask questions direct. I am putting together, the Zoom was supposed to be meant for our Telegram page, but unfortunately for them, the way the pace at which they are running, they've not hit 1,000 yet. And this year, before the year ends, our YouTube must go beyond the number it is. We are not yet 200K yet on our, what do you call it, on our Facebook. Our Facebook is also going slow because you are not inviting people to come onto the page. Let's build a family, not a common sense family, but a deep thinkers family that are spiritually inclined and physically motivated with knowledge. We want the numbers so we can teach. The impartation of individual lives, like what I'm doing this morning before I get down from the car. This is costs. There's money involved. But I'm believing that it is impartation of knowledge. I might sit on TV, I might sit on Facebook to share this with you in my office. But I believe that this particular form too is very important. So today, if you've not learned anything yet, I've told you that there are 3 forms of communication. There are 3 basic standards of communication, and there are 3 types of relationship on earth. I said 3 forms of communication is what? We have the written communication, we have the verbal communication, and the non-verbal communication. And I said we employed all these types of communication in relationship. And the forms of relationship we have determines the way you should communicate with each other. And I say the first communication must be, the first relationship, must be what we call the platonic relationship. I've explained it, and I've come to explain to you what is called the erotic or the romantic relationship with the second one. And I'm on the third one called the marital relationship. So what is marital relationship? Marital relationship is the relationship that has legality and have backings. It is the type of relationship that cannot be abruptly annulled by virtue of whims and caprices and emotions of individuals. Sorry, sir, and then bro phone abba. Me school. But ye kase marital relationship. A relationship abba enyin akonanim. Ya jiatum ewo mremu ana entiasia pam ya wuremu esanse ebusua mienu ama omanya ntiasia se ye hia se ye babema ne ye babayi omumbom na omontena se na trosem kaye se eyinti obabegya ne na eja Na de nikunu aye honam baako. Na de Nyankopɔn aka abom no. Mema abrantie bia enhwete enhyata. What I'm trying to explain to the rest of our people who can speak tree is this. That the most important thing about the third form of relationship, which is called the marital relationship, is that there's legality, there is commitment. Wherefore, there is no commitment in the third form of marriage, in the third form of relationship, we won't call it a relationship. The reason being that usually when people are not married, their behavior is different than when they are married. Marriage is very important and is the third form of relationship. Anytime you get married, you've now cemented the relationship and you have made the relationship an important thing in your life. But within these times, your relationship is legally registered by law, which is called the civil marriage, or is acceptable by ebusuapanyin, which is called the traditional marriage, or is acceptable by the Mohammedan law, which is called the Mohammedan marriage. So these three forms of marriage, the civil marriage, the customary marriage or the traditional marriage, and the Mohammedan marriage, these three forms of marriage is what leads us to the third form of relationship called the marital relationship. And the marital relationship becomes indelible and becomes part of your life. It has a lot of weight because you see, in the platonic relationship, commitment is the last thing. Nobody puts on you any form of commitment. I choose to do what I want to do. I choose to say what I want to say. I choose to sleep where I want to sleep. I choose to go where I want to go. And those are platonic things because nobody has rights over you, except your parents and your family members. But when it comes to the third form of relationship, which is called marital relationship, you are under obligatory obligation. As it were, for you to become obedient, submissive, and answerable when necessary to the cause of the union by law or by instructions which are enacted in the marital manuscript, or you call the manual. So once you're married, it's a relationship, but has different employments of operation. Having said all these things to you, it means that when people are not married, the way they communicate can never be the same like when people are married. So when I'm treating a topic and say communication before and during, it should give you a picture that is giving you clarity on the way some of us are communicating now, whilst we are not married or whilst we are married. When I'm dealing with somebody who is a platonic friend, the things I do, the way I do it, the how I do it, can never be compared to the relationship that I have that is called marital relationship. In the month of April, it's 1 month that I spend so much on birthdays because my house produces the 1st April birthday, then 13th April birthday, 27th April birthday in my home. There's a child, there's a wife, there is myself. And I have two supportive, very, very supportive pillars who are also in April. And I celebrate them. But there's a distinction between all this category of people when I'm celebrating them. And I just had a new platonic friend who is on the 12th. And had a platonic friend whose birthday is within the next day. After her birthday, my next day is my own is the next one. And each of these people must be spent on. But none of them can compare the type of things that I'm going to do for them on their birthdays or on celebration with the third form of relationship, which is called my marital relationship. So there's no way my communication towards my wife and the things I do for my wife in terms of communication can be compared to any other person who is not my wife. I don't know if somebody understands the lecture. It might be too deep for you. And this lecture is not supposed to be done here. But you are fortunate. You are fortunate. Native fortunate that such a lecture is coming to you at this time. If you are not ready to watch it now, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Counselor Little YouTube, because this is going to go on YouTube. Communication before and during relationship. Before and during. Before marriage and during marriage. And don't forget that the way you talk to the third person in the other marriage means that you are in a marriage that you have an obligation. There is a manual which is being used to, as it were, determine the way you talk, the way you behave, the way you disperse, the way you sleep, the way you dress, the way you walk. And these things are part of the forms of communication. So if I tell you that when it comes to marital, hey, this is a rubber on my face. You know, I was swearing. There was a rubber coming out from the boiler car and I was swearing. It's funny, yesterday, Charlie, I'm sitting in the car and the rubber is coming. I am on the Dubai highway. I am in Dubai. So all this type of about today, the before is when we have platonic relationship. And the incident and the situation that can occur within our platonic relationship might occur in our original marital relationship. But the way we will handle it will not be the same. I told you that volley. So definitely you have some nosedive. I promise you, by next week, I'm going to get a stable internet that will cause us to enjoy a Zoom meeting. I think that is enough this time. I'll tell the office to work on my Zoom for me. I'm going to give you the password now so that those of you who want to ask questions verbally will start doing verbal questioning on my show right now. From next week, God willing, as a birthday present for my wife, I will get a Zoom material that can take, I think, a minimum of 50 or a minimum of, yes, I'll do a minimum of 50 people. You know why? Because I won't waste money on people who will not come to watch or come to the Zoom. The hours we do it will be working hours for people. So it's not that they don't want to come and watch, but usually most of them will not have the opportunity because they might be working. That is why they go and watch by night or after work. And they don't go anywhere, but they go on my YouTube channel, Counselor Lutot. The Facebook you can subscribe to, so you get a prompt. The same way you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, so that you can always be there and let's build a family together. Forms of communication, like I said earlier, are gestures. When we say gestures, you understand gestures. People can use their facial expression, which is part of gestures, to speak. So when you're using facial expression to speak in platonic relationship, it's not the same facial expression you can use to speak in marital relationship. So your body language, the way they are understood in marital relationship is not the same way they are understood when it comes to before. So when I say before, what I mean is that whilst you are not yet invited into the Hall of Fame of marriages. The way the two of you are communicating cannot be the same like when you are invited to the Hall of Fame. So that is before. So before you become a wife, before you become a husband, before your bride price is paid, the way you talk to the boy, the way you talk to the girl will not be the same way you talk when she becomes a wife and a husband. So why are you fighting? The way you talk to me these days, I don't like it. As if to say you have arrived in my life. Was it because you've not had sex with me? So you treated me specially? Ever since you had sex and broke my virginity, you don't take me for anything. I've just become a useless thing before you because you've gotten what you want. Hey. Forget it. Sexual intercourse before marriage can never be compared to marriage. Never is the word. Why? Because the grounds at the time of sexual fraternization, where you have romantic relationship or erotic relationship, your penetration mentality is not the same like when you are married. So sex before marriage, the excitement, the pain, the regret, the expectation can never be found in marriage. Never. Don't be deceived. So you can be looking forward to the type of sex you had before you got married, and you are waiting for it to come. It will never come. Why? Because the emotions that was attached to the sexual intercourse before marriage, the thoughts, the mind. If you're going out with somebody whose attitude and thinking mentality is not to have sex before marriage, and you are able to convince her to have sex with you because you want to marry her, the act of sexual intercourse cannot be compared to when she has become your wife or become your husband. Virginity is a burden when you are breaking it in marriage. Because the expectation of a virgin and their first start to sexual intercourse in marriage is higher than the expectation when they are not married. So the fight the two of you are having is because you have changed. Your male organ have changed. Your female organ is no more feeling the way it was feeling before I married you. Look. When it comes to gestures and looks, personally, I look at my wife at times standing, and I flip my mind back to when I married her many years ago. And the type of changes I see on her, I feel sad for myself. And I will explain my sadness. That the belly of my wife especially was more like this. But my spermatozoa that entered into her to bloat the tummy to have a child, beautiful kids for us, has left her with a particular form of mark that I see every time on her tummy. It's not been easy to communicate with your gestures and with your body. There are some of you that there is a birthmark which is like a stretch mark in the families that you belong to. There are some of you that you have killed. Because I was going to break down to you, well, if you are back, I'm sorry for the break in transmission. It is not by my personal thing, but it is my negligence in terms of the type of network I'm using to transmit to you this morning. So I apologize for wrong transmission. I don't know what you didn't hear, but we are a team. And any of you who knows how to find the best network in traveling, mobile network traveling, because my phone hotspot is not giving a better challenge to me at all. I'm not being challenged positively. I'm challenged beyond or below my thinking cap. Below. So it's important to know that wherever I ended, I didn't know. But I'm going to end it here by repeating what I said for you. That I was giving an example of me, myself, and my wife. The physical things I saw on her before she became my wife. And what has come of her right now after delivering babies for me. And I'm saying there are times I see the marks on her, which reminds me of what she went through to give me a child. There are others that when they see what they have, like their stretch marks and their birth marks, is hurting. Some are from keloid because their skin has that form of deformity that is not giving them a short sighting to behold at all. My friends, your communication will always be determined by your situation. I'm honored to know that you are there, especially in times like this. I'm very happy you came to join us. And sorry once again for the break in transmission. Finally, the statement is straight. How straight is the statement is that you cannot communicate well in relationship until you understand the type of relationship you are in. Remember that what keeps me going is my ginger chips. Order for yours now on 0277. The numbers are on your screen on Facebook. 0277609644. 0277609644. Get it, and your life will never ever be the same again. I know that some of you have bought it. I know that some of you have come around to come and buy some from me. God bless you for coming to buy. 0277609644 happens to be the number you can call so you can have the ginger chips. Your location will determine you buying it even straight for yourself. Ohineba Intim Very Nice Clinic can easily give you that opportunity of getting one for yourself when you go to Ohineba's clinic. Get one for yourself. And as you buy, 50 pesos of the proceeds out of this one, out of the 70 pesos we make, goes to support the Cancer Electrode Foundation for help and health. This morning, I'm grateful. God bless you. God bless you for joining. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me right now on Facebook by going to press the follow button right now, so that this particular topic, I'll continue tomorrow and you understand it better. Remember, we're treating communication in relationship. Before during marital relationship. 3 forms of relationship: platonic, romantic, marital. 3 forms of basic communication is what? Written, verbal, and non-verbal. And I was going to tell you some of the mishaps in non-verbal communication. And for that way, I will end my proceedings here and let you enjoy the rest of your day. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. God richly bless you. Once again, thank you for all of you who gave my wife that message on Facebook and the parcels and the gifts. Nadromo, darling, thank you very much for your dollar power that you sent to my wife. God bless you. Mr. Kessie, the wife of the foundation president. Yesterday I heard that you sent my wife a birthday present. The husband of our president, sorry, our friend's husband, Mr. Kessie. Thank you for celebrating my wife's birthday. And when it was my birthday, I know you forgot. But better late than ever. When men are spending on women, I'm not worried. So it's okay that you gave to my wife and forgot that me, I'll leave it here. Thank you very much, Dr. Felix Kwesing and Gloria Kwesing. We saw all your messages. And I know your dollar will come. As for you and your wife, your dollar will come very soon. The rest of you who have not sent a dollar to my wife, send it now and let me know. As for Martin Meula, I will not even go there because that guy, no, he's another person. He will come and blow my mind. So let me leave my conversation here for him. Mary, God bless you, Mary Chudibwa. These are the people I know that they drop monies on behalf and on times and in times like this. The money in your pocket will fall down. When you steal money, let's know you are stealing it well. Somebody came to steal money from my car. I mean, when you are a driver, they send you, you don't want to bring the change. What is your problem? When you are sent, you bring back the change. It's another form of communication. One of the communication that we have lost is that when they send us, we don't bring back the change. We think it is our right because we work. What do you mean? As a wife, you need to bring change. As a child, you need to bring change. I don't want to start another topic now. But thank you once again. I'm grateful. 0277609644 is my number. 0277609644 is my number. God alone will bless you. Thank you, Vincent. Immaculate, thank you. Kofi Che, thank you. Kenneth, thank you so much. And let's keep it in our head that I'll continue this topic as well. Tomorrow morning, I might not be able to be here, but I'll be live on Facebook again, tweeting abuse, how to manage abuse and get rid of negative things that we do for abuse. But this communication thing, I think I'll do it in the car. So it will be a whole series that was done whilst I was driving. But I'm believing God that I can do my Zoom meeting from next week. I'll contact the people who can give me the right what I should buy so that my internet will be stable. Thank you very much. If you think you want to support me, get a stable internet for our journey. I'll be happy to receive it. Thank you very much. Good morning. I love you all. But remember, God loves you more than I do because I am flesh and blood. I can disappoint. Once again, thank you very much, Efia Schwarzenegger, for my water. And thank all of you who celebrated the birthday of my wife. I didn't know what to say to you, but let the celebration continue until there's nothing to be celebrated. I am out of here for now. Bye.